Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Real Talk with SLR.
How are you guys doing today?
Well, y'all, notice anything different? Nah, I'm sure most of you guys saw the video we posted yesterday on Simple Life. But if not, we ended up going and getting a new pop-up camper.
Yeah, we have it all open, and we're going to be messing with it today.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
It's been very, very busy for us out here. We have a lot of moving and shaking, and we're going to talk to you guys all about that. But I just want to stress to you guys that we are not going to be like working on the camper. But we did want to take a look around and like see it a little bit better.
See exactly what's going on with it and deep dive it a little bit more. I do know that we had it plugged in last night.
Yeah.
And we did figure out some things a little bit.
Yep.
You know, the lights weren't working at first.
But they were working when we bought it.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm all sitting there scratching my head like, what the heck? It's plugged in.
Yeah.
It's got plenty of power. It should work. So I was like, watch it be something as stupid as, you know, unplugging it and plugging it back in, laughing in my head because I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. All the fuses are good. Everything's good. I don't know what the heck. And yeah, that worked.
He unplugged it and plugged it back in, and all of a sudden, there was light. That tells us that there's probably like a short in the wire somewhere. We're gonna want to like look at all of the electric wires from the one end of the trailer to the other, just like the underneath part. There was some definite DIY electrical situation going on. You know, at the front when we were checking it out, and we saw that and we knew it, but it's not anything that we're intimidated by or anything, you know.
No.
But you can definitely tell that the wires have been repaired at some point.
Yes.
It's a 25-year-old trailer. I'm happy that, you know, we got it, and the deal that we got it for, man, it was so affordable. One in this condition, we would have paid at least double that, if not triple that, for market price. So we really got a heck of a deal for this particular camper.
Yes.
Lots of little quirks and lots of little things that we got to figure out before our maiden voyage.
Yeah.
Hence why we popped it open.
Yeah, we found out that, you know, the pop open aspect will definitely want to be visited beforehand. However, it's still doable.
Yeah.
But
the struggle was real.
It was a bit scary. I'm not going to lie. Undoing that or having it pop open with that cable, and that cable is straight up singing.
Yeah, it sounds like an instrument.
Yes, and when you start hearing notes being played on a cable, that's when you start to back up.
Yeah, run away.
Start getting away from it, you know?
Because if that thing snaps, dude, you could lose your leg, or you could, like, it's crazy the tension that's on those things. It's no joke. Like, you legit can lose your leg.
Yes.
Like, think about, like, I don't know if you watch any of those horror movies, but, like, some of that stuff is for real, man.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
It was a little scary.
That's something that I used to mess with a lot is, you know, rigging aspect.
No, you're the guy for that, for sure.
When I start hearing it, and I could feel it in just the crank, and just like, ooh, yeah, we're definitely pushing close to like 1,000 pounds of tension in a sense. And like, as I'm going, I'm like, that's 1,500, that's 2,000. And then it starts singing, and I'm like, yeah, I need to stop right now, because, yeah, it's scary.
It was, and like, so putting it back up was not easy. It probably took us like 45 minutes because we didn't want to break anything. We didn't want to break that wire. This is our first time owning one of these, and so we were thinking like maybe some of that metal was needing just really good like lube, and to like lube it up, and because it was kind of making that like really when we were putting it down, and so we were like, maybe it's kind of stuck, you know, a lot of dirt got in there on the trip, or something, right?
So we're gonna definitely clean it all up, and we're gonna.
We had to manually. Gary had to manually come in here and like raise the roof.
Oh.
You know.
So there is gonna be some things that we're gonna, you know.
Like right here in the plastic, it's like ripped. And then right there, there's another pretty good rip in the plastic. You could see a lot of light coming from that corner over there. Where like the the canvas or whatever is not attached to the pop-out frame here. So there is some stuff that we're going to want to do to make sure that it's nice and waterproof before we take it out and camp with it, because we live in Arkansas and rain happens. It's happened multiple occasions when we go camping. We've been intense with like tornadoes blowing by. So for real.
Pretty much.
Literally.
So this will be a little bit nicer in that aspect.
Yeah.
You know. But
keep us a little safer, I would think.
Not by much, but
you know. You would think.
A little bit better. But no, it's a lot, and a lot of this stuff I realized when we went to go put it together, like there or whatnot, when we were buttoning it all together and getting it ready to tow off. That was from the slides.
Yeah, it gets
trying to push everything in, and it just got caught up
on a corner or something.
So.
Yeah, and again, it's 25 years old, and we paid $1,500 for it. And that's what they were asking. I didn't even try to negotiate on the price because I saw that and I saw what it looked like, and I was like, dude, that's a deal. Because me and Gary have been looking for them for a very long time. 3
years roughly.
Yeah.
I've been keeping my eyes open. 4 years roughly.
And like this year, like obviously Anthony and Roxanne have a pop-up camper as well, right? And when they pulled the trigger, I guess, and went and purchased their pop-up camper, we all have been looking for one. And Anthony and Rox went and they found that one, good deal and stuff, you know, and they are really happy with revamping it out. And I know that they are super great and skilled, and they're going to get theirs brand new, and it's going to be exactly how they want it. Nobody's like, they're happy with what they have, and it's all good. Me and Gary just wanted something that was more turnkey.
Yep.
However, I digress. I'm saying all this because when Anthony and Rox bought theirs and they were going to get theirs, they were especially the ones to start cranking up the heat on me and Gary to go out and like get one too. They were definitely like, hey, Mel and Gary, we got one. So now you guys really need to get one because we got one. We got lots of stuff planned for this summer. And so we were like, yeah, I know, we do. And
I was thinking,
it just ended up working out the way that it ended up working out.
I'm super happy it went and worked out the way that it did. Because, I mean, I still can't believe it. Like, in all reality wise, I remember looking at these trailers and whatnot when we were in Camp Life still.
Yeah, we did. We were
like,
looking at them in Camp Life.
I really want to get us another little trailer, but it's a pop-up one, and be able to leave our trailer here and not mess with camp, you know,
because we're living in it.
And and then one thing led to another, and didn't really wasn't really like looking for them.
We were
until Anthony and Rox got them, just like what you said, and then it's like, okay, now we need to get one because our trailer is nice, but that thing is huge. And if any of you guys have never towed, right, and just because you're the significant other sitting in a vehicle while the other is putting all the work into it to where you're towing and doing all of it, that doesn't mean that you're towing, okay? The significant other that's actually putting all the work in and towing, they know what I'm talking about. When you're towing like that aspect, a huge 24-foot trailer on top of your already 15-foot long truck, you know, on top of it, it adds up to where it's like, crap. Going to the store, going anywhere, doing anything at all, it's like a nightmare because now you're trying to pull this huge thing in and you're parking way over there, which is fine. But if you're trying to go out into the bush and into the sticks and you have these big, huge things, you ain't camping out in these little spots and whatnot, right? And like, think about the spot that we love going.
Oh, our secret spot?
Our secret spot, you know? You ain't getting out there in a fifth wheel trailer. There ain't no way.
No, you're not. Like, actually, even this guy will be a little interesting just to get this guy out. Now, once we get it there, there's plenty of room for like Anthony and Rox and us and like DD5, and we can have our own little like compound out there at our secret spot.
I mean, pulling this thing with Biggie, I didn't even have to worry about where it was.
No.
Because it's like...
That's a thing, too. That was a major push. So I'm going to let you guys know something. For the last 2 years, friends, 2 years, I have been hounding Gary in the background, needling at him. But babe, trying to get my way. And I haven't gotten my way. Okay, Gary gets his way because he's the one doing the work. So it is what it is, right? But I've been hounding Gary for the last 2 years about Freedom Weekend to want to take our camper, because usually for Freedom Weekend, see, he's bobbling his head because he knows that not a single lie is being told. But for Freedom Weekend, everybody kind of camps out. We go where we're going to go and everybody camps. Like it was at David's and I wanted to bring it over there. Couldn't bring it over there. It was over at 3 Mississippi's. I wanted to bring it down to Mississippi. Couldn't bring it over there. It's going to be at Tim's this year and I wanted to bring it over there. And Gary gave me that look that he's given right now. And he's like, there ain't no way. And the reason why that there ain't no way that we can bring our camper anywhere that we lived in is because right now the only way to haul it and tow it is if we used Smalls, and Smalls does not have any good brakes. Smalls also is a single cab truck. So if we took Smalls, we would still need to take another vehicle. So now we're taking 2 vehicles just to haul the camper. And then if we wanted to hook it up to Biggie, then we need to get the Biggie's transmission work done. Plus we need to figure out a way to add it because Biggie has a gooseneck trailer hitch thing and the trailer is a fifth wheel. There's a little bit
more that needs to be done to it to be able to tow with that. But
to make it rounded off,
too much of a headache.
It's a headache, and I get why Gary doesn't want to do it. However, the last couple of years, I've been like needling at Gary, like, but babe, like even when we went to the MT Homestead meetup, right, last summer and stuff, everyone's camping. They all got their camp spots set up. We always ended up getting like hotel rooms, which ends up costing us more, and you know, just all of that. So I've been needling at Gary for the last couple of years, like, babe, I want to bring our trailer because it's just sitting there. We're not living in it anymore. And although, like, yes, like, those are valid things, Gary also has valid things on it being such a huge pain in the butt to even get it to go anywhere. So that's why we're not going to use the fifth wheel camper. And Gary does not want to sell it. He actually has better plans for it. He's going to drag it out to the back 40. He's going to turn it into like his little...
It's going to rest.
Yeah.
And it ain't moving. Stay. It's not going nowhere.
It's going to become his hunting cabin. And eventually we will put like a carport over it to protect the roof on it and stuff, which we could do.
I want to get the carport out there before I even put that thing out
Yeah,
there.
And we could even like home make a carport out of trees and some metal and stuff, you know?
That's
like
what I plan on.
We don't have to do it like any kind of costly kind of way. No. But we do plan to bring it out there, and then we're going to have a camper in the middle of the woods in the back 40 that we can walk to on our back paths and go camping in it if we want to. And Gary can use it as a hunting blind spot, so when it's really cold and nasty, you know, he can have a spot to go in and warm back up without having to come all the way back home. Mm-hmm. It's just going to be beneficial for us. So we want to keep it. We're not selling it. And... No. Yeah, having this new one over here is definitely beneficial for us because we could tow this little one with Tiny.
Yep.
Like, we can't do it today. So here's another thing. We ordered a tow hitch part for Tiny, and it was supposed to be delivered on Friday, and we still don't have it.
I'm about to call Fort Smith's UPS.
Yeah, it's supposedly sitting at the Fort Smith place, like just sitting there, you know? And we're like, bring it here. But, you know, it is what it is.
I'm very frustrated right now with that aspect.
We were supposed to have it Friday and it's Wednesday and we still don't have it.
Mm-hmm. And they don't even have anything. Like, I'm going to have to call them today.
Yeah.
Because they literally have there's like a caution sign on the package thing or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, I'm like, and you guys have had it since Friday, so do you guys really have it? Or is it in the other place and somewhere along the lines it's been misplaced? Like,
My vote is for the latter.
I worked at UPS before, and I know how it goes in the loading docks and everything else like that, and I know how that is with training-wise, because they don't really train you, they just go on in.
Granted, that was like 20-some years ago, but
I guarantee it's the same.
Still.
I guarantee it's the same.
Probably.
I'm supposed to watch 12 videos and they show me 3 and throw me in there at the heaviest, dutiest thing. Say, good luck. So what the?
Gotta love it when you're on the job training includes watching a video. Gotta love it.
I'm just saying. I'm like, man, okay, I hope I don't screw this thing up and have a package getting sent to the other side of the United States. And sorry to those. I did that once.
Yeah. Oops.
But I'm just saying, I know how it goes. So, I mean.
Anyway, speaking of shipments, y'all, we had to spill a little bit of beans over on Come On Keeping It Real yesterday. David actually was over here all day yesterday doing a buttload of work for us. He was moving and shaking on Uber. And so what happened was, I'll give you guys the story. If you guys missed what happened over on Keeping It Real, we'll just recant the story time over here. So basically, last time we were on here on Real Talk, we were doing the live and we were chatting with you guys. Y'all know we had like crap service. It was in and out constantly, but we tried to hang out with y'all. Well, that's how our service was the entire drive. So we go down, we pick up the camper, we're on our way home. And as we're on our way home, we get into a little pocket of cell signal. And then all of a sudden I get all these text messages go on my phone. Gary's getting text messages going through his phone. And then all of a sudden it starts ringing, like his phone starts ringing. He answers it and it's the metal supplier company, right? And the metal supplier company, now let me back up just a little bit. So Friday, we had gotten a hold of them and they said, hey, your metal is getting ready for shipment and we'll let you know as soon as it ships. So that was the last information that we had on Friday. We were like, okay, cool. So now we're just waiting for a tracking number. And then once we get the tracking number, we can map it out and figure out when it's going to be delivered. And then we can talk to David. And so David was like on standby for us for this week anyway, because we had an idea that it was going to be this week. We didn't know when, but we just knew it was probably going to be this week. And we were waiting on the tracking number. So we're on our way home on Monday, get a phone call from the metal company. The metal company says, hey, your metal has been shipped. And so we're like, heck yeah, that's freaking awesome. Right on, you know? And so we're expecting like, you know, a tracking number or an ETA. And the gal says, so yeah, so they will be there between noon and 2 tomorrow. And we wanted to make sure that that's okay. And you guys are going to have the forks and stuff able to get it off there. And me and Gary look at each other and we're like, yeah, I guess that's all right. I mean, we'll give you a call if that's not going to work out. I got to get hold of my buddy because it's his tractor and stuff and, you know, make sure that he's not too busy. But if I don't call you back, then that's fine. If I do call you back, then we're going to have to change something up because we were not expecting you to call and say, hey, you know, we were expecting a tracking number type of thing.
It was actually Hotshot that was calling and set it up.
Okay,
not the metal supplier.
Okay, well, anyway, yes. My bad.
I'm just saying, like.
Okay, so it wasn't.
It was Hotshot trying to figure out exactly when we were going to be here because they wanted to pick up and drop in the same day.
So that's how I was like,
okay.
We called David.
What the heck?
And we were like, David, I hate to do this to you. I know that you're busy. You just went and got these pigs. You've been trying to get this stuff going on your property. Like, I am so sorry to throw another monkey wrench in your business, but brother, we need you. And he's like, well, what's going on? We're like, well, yeah, Uber needs to be at our place tomorrow between noon and 2. And he's like, dang it. All right. I'll be there.
Well.
And so David, you know, came over and stuff, but he had plans to help us out with some of the other things around our property. He had talked to Anthony and Roxanne, and Anthony and Rox had a little something for him to do. And so he was going to bring the bucket, not just the forks over, but bring the bucket. And he planned to come over earlier. And on his way over yesterday morning, we got a phone call from the people that were driving it, right?
No.
And they said that actually it's not going to be between noon and 2. It's actually going to be around 5. So we were like, oh, well, that actually works out good. We can tell David and then he can do more of the stuff that he needs to do at his house first before he comes over. But we didn't call him soon enough. David was already on the road over here, like headed over here. So David got here earlier than we actually needed him to, but that's okay. We got to hang out the whole day and hang out with our brother, and he got to do a lot of stuff around the property for us. I will say there's a few additions that he changed for me over at the front area of our house, or I guess the back.
No.
Changes everything. Such a small thing changes everything.
Hey, I had to utilize that Uber and utilize him while he's here.
Yeah,
so.
And David really put in a lot of work for us yesterday. Appreciate you. Come on with the come on. And then, yeah, so long story short, I know I'm so long-winded. I always tend to do this. But you love my story times, don't you? You guys love my story times. So we had to let him do all that work over there. And then eventually the metal company did arrive. And we do have the metal on the property. I'm actually looking at it out the window right now in this big, long, beautiful crate.
Yep.
And I will be showing that to you guys on a video tomorrow. You guys are going to get some of that on a video tomorrow. And I will say this, the blue, because you guys know we picked blue for the metal color. It looks absolutely beautiful. It's even better than I was expecting it to be in person. Like, to be honest with you, we've been driving around and I've been looking at a lot of houses with blue roofs, and I'm sitting here sweating a little. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sitting here sweating a little because there's a lot of different shades of blue. And I was just praying and hoping. I'm like, please, as long as it's not like that super bright primary color, like children's classroom blue, like, you know, the color that I'm talking about, like that kind of blue, like the you know, preschool color blue, if you know what I'm saying. I didn't want it to be that, and it's not that. So thank God it's not that, because I was just gonna, I was sweating it a little bit.
We had the sample. We had everything else. So.
But you know how it is sometimes. You'll get it, and then like...
If they're giving you a sample, that's why I like the samples that they gave us. They sent it on the metal that they're using.
Yeah.
And it was a little swatch, but I mean, it was still on the same exact metal. It was the gloss finish or non-gloss finish, you know, but matte finish onto it that will show you exactly what it's going to be.
And it's beautiful. I can't wait to get it up. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably already wondering, when? I will say we still cannot give an exact ETA. There is a lot of prep work that me and Gary got to do. Like, a lot. There's a lot of cuts that we have to make and a lot of folds and bends. That manual that Gary was studying, remember? It was like this thick. Yes,
there's a lot of prep, and I want to get it all of it lined up and ready to go for when we have the family come out.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to have 12, 14, 16, how many ever people that come out here.
We've had a lot of volunteers. Thank you guys. Love you guys so much. You guys are the best.
But I don't want them to come out and stand around watching me
do this, you know.
Well, it's not that I'd be doing. I'd be
prepping. Everybody's standing around watching you doing this.
Well, I'm prepping everything, cutting out the metal and trying to get something to where it's like, okay, now it's ready to be installed. Yeah. That's one. Now I've got 2 more pieces, and I can't be at the spot prepping it and being up there showing how to install.
Yeah, and Gary's not going to let anybody else prep it. Gary's like, nope, I need to prep them all.
Hey, if you spend this kind of money on this type of metal and then have somebody else prep it and screw up or anything else, it's not their pocket, it's my pocket, you know?
Listen,
that's where I'm like, no.
I'm not saying anything against that, and I'm not saying that our friends would mess it up either. It's just one of those things. Gary likes to double, triple check, and this is one of his triple check things.
I'm OCD,
you know what I'm saying?
And I'm not.
It's okay that he's OCD. I'm ADD. Whatever that spells is what it is. It is what it is. We're a little special, friends. We're a little special. But you love us, and we love you. So it's a lot to plan.
There's a lot to plan out, and I'm not going to try to, you know, tell them tomorrow by noon.
Yeah, tomorrow by noon, friends.
You know,
the whole house is going to be finished.
Well, I'm not trying to say to have them get here, you know, tomorrow by noon or anything else like that. I want to be able to give enough time-wise to everybody, and just because I have the metal here doesn't mean that I know what the heck that timeline's going to be.
Yeah.
However, I can start getting an idea now that the metal is here.
Yes, we can. We can definitely start getting a much.
We have about 150 pieces that we have to cut and bend and mend and everything else. That's a lot to have to cut and bend and mend and everything else. Plus all of the drip edges that we have to get in. I want to do the kicker first, get it to where it's aligned, and have one straight solid piece ready to go, basically, and we're gonna have to put in all the valleys, we're gonna have to put in all the other stuff, like me and you, before everybody gets here, so that way when everybody's here, everything's bent, cut, ready to go, we can straight install, zap it in.
Yep.
Install, zap it in, try to get the whole roof done.
And we're going to have a really good workflow day like that, to where Gary and I will have a better idea of how it's going to flow, how we're actually going to even, you know, monkey these pieces up on the roof. They're very large pieces. We'll know about how many people we'll need, how we're actually going to get them up there, because if you guys remember in our videos, to get the zip boards and stuff up there, we usually use a pulley and a rope. I don't know if that's going to be a great idea to do with these metal pieces, because it might bend the metal and ruin the metal. So there is a lot to plan. There is a lot to do. We are not professionals. We are DIYing it with our friends. And so far, everything has gone according to plan, at least close enough to where we can call it good and call it a day on most of these projects and things. But the way that we work and the way that we want to do it, we want to make sure to have all these things in order before we call anybody. So I will just say, friends, the when question is very stress-inducing towards us. Please don't ask us when, and I mean this in the kindness of my heart. Please don't be offended when I say this. Please, please. Please don't ask us when. We will let you know when. And if you see other people asking us when, please don't answer their question of when. So that way I don't have to answer the question of when, because it's very stress inducing and we have a lot on our plate right now that's already causing us a lot of stress, and I don't need any more stressors. And the only other option would be for me to just not read comments at all ever or shut them down. And I don't want to do that because I do enjoy communicating with you guys and I do enjoy like all of that. So I'm just saying it's a really stressful time right now. It's very, very stressful.
There's a lot going on.
A lot.
I'm about to lose my mind over the question when.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that's going on.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that needs to be done. It can't just be right now. I mean.
Yeah, because whenever y'all ask when, I don't have the answer when, and then I ask the when question to Gary, and then Gary's like, bah! So I'm like, I'm sorry, I'd like to keep my head, and I'd like for it not to be bitten off of my shoulders, friends. Please, please, I'm begging you. Please.
I lose my mind, I'm just saying.
So, it is what it is, all right? It is what it is. Soon! The answer is soon. And until then, we promise to bring you guys as much riveting content as humanly possible. In fact, today I'm going to try to get together a video. It should be out later on this afternoon, like probably more like this evening time, I would say, before dinner or something-ish. And it's going to be going over some of this stuff with this camper, because I'm sure you guys want to see us struggle with popping it up, don't you? I got some of that, and I want to go over some of the things that we need to fix and stuff. So we're going to do that. So you guys have that to look forward to today. Tomorrow, I'm going to have the video of all of our metal and all this stuff coming out for y'all. So you guys got that to look forward to as well. And we've got a very busy week planned. So yep. You guys will just have to stay tuned to see exactly what we're talking about, but we promise to bring you along. So until the next one, friends, we'll be back tomorrow here on Real Talk. And until then, we love y'all and we hope you have a good one.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, you guys.
Later, later.